What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the stream. And you guys can see right there on the screen, we are off to a scorching hot start to the season. We have moved up to third overall in terms of our ranking. Pitching is cracked into the top 10, and we are sitting at a beautiful 41-21. But we're going to show you how the team is doing after we get to the MLB draft. So I, again, have done some pretty extensive scouting. I'm a little bit frustrated with myself, though, because I wanted to go hard at outfield, but I waited until the very end of my scouting to do outfield scouting. So it wasn't like I should have prioritized it better. There were some guys who I wish I would have scouted in the outfield. But yeah, I mean, that's okay. I did find a couple of guys that I liked. Carrillo, I'm happy I was able to get him fully scouted. Not happy that he's a 50 overall, but he was a guy that I was hoping to scout down the stretch here. What about some of these guys? So yeah, of course, didn't have enough time to scout all these guys. Although it looks like all the 80s and whatnot that was left when I was still left that I couldn't get to scouting, they all got drafted already. So yeah, I guess I'm not missing out on too much. All right, so let's do this. I didn't scout. I need to look. Do I have a competitive balance pick? I do not. I do have a competitive balance round B, so after the second round, but nothing after the first round. So I just want to see if I. All right, Sandoval. I do have some pretty good pitchers. Best Cardenas. I mean, I don't love the Ks per nine being so low there. Raymond. Yeah, but he doesn't throw a lot of smoke. So, yeah, it looks like Sandoval is really the only pitcher I love in this draft. But I love our depth at pitching, to be honest. It says we're thin, but I think we got some high upside guys that I'm pretty happy with. So I might look to go somewhere else first. We do have an A potential catcher in the system, but I did go after some catchers pretty hard. This guy looks pretty good. He's also pretty advanced at that 65 overall, so he's under consideration. Catchers are hard to develop in this game, and Leon is not off to the best of starts in AA, but again, he's, only 58 overall, but he's already 21, so it makes me a little bit concerned for his future. Alejandro Kirk got off to a slow start this season, but he's picked it up. He has lost potential. He's down to 85. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's see, what are some of the other guys here? So I'd like to take an 80 potential per. Ooh, there it is. There was a third base. I think this is the third baseman I really liked. Ooh, I do like that. Okay, so I think. Oh, and there was a couple of shortstops that were really good too. But actually, one of the guys. David Arellano has been playing very well. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with he's finally starting to ball out. So, yeah, it looks like McAllister is going to be the pick. He's got some good defense and some good arm strength, so maybe I could move him to outfield. So, yeah, all right, I'll go with Arlo McAllister will be our first draft pick. So, always a little tougher when you're drafting at the back end of the first round. You really got to do good with your scouting. Okay, so pitchers, nobody really there that I love. I might swing for one in a round or two, but right now, not going to go for that yet. That catcher I liked is gone, but that's okay. Nelson De Los Santos, I do need a long-term option at second base. Not bad. Doesn't have any loud tools. Looks like he's more defense than hit, so don't necessarily want to go there. Oh, both those shortstops are gone, unfortunately. Edward Carrillo's still here? Oh, I hate that he's a 50 overall, but he's good potential. Or Pablo Villarreal. He's 55 overall. Ooh. I trust the scouting accuracy on Carrillo more. I don't love that he's. You know what? We went with an advanced player in the first round. Let's go with upside in the second here. So, Villarreal did get taken. So, is that second baseman still there? No, he is not. Okay. So, yeah. So, there was some left fielder that I stopped scouting early. Tim Green is a guy I might like. Okay, so Tim Green is under consideration right now. What about Diego Gonzalez? I didn't scout him at all. And with so many scouted players on the board, I don't really want to reach for one without knowing anything about them. So I might go with Tim Green, since I do know a little bit about him. And like I was saying, I need some outfield depth. All right, let's do two 19-year-olds. I'm gonna have a pick here. Well, not too soon. All right. So pitchers. Is there anybody I wouldn't mind taking a shot at? No, I don't love his velocity. I don't love his velocities either. Nope. Yeah, the velocities, for some reason I scouted velocity in this draft and all the guys ended up having like just doo-doo velocity. I don't understand why. Yeah, another guy who throws really slow. This is a guy I didn't discover. So Keeneland. What else is available for guys I didn't find? So Keeneland might be willing to take a shot on him because of his age. Okay. So, yeah, Keeneland or Aubrey both look like decent enough options I could take a shot at. I don't want to take a reliever yet. Okay, what do we got left for hitters? Dino Gonzalez. But if he's 22 years old. I don't like taking blind shots on guys who are older. Okay, I think I'm going to go with Keeneland. Keeneland or, well, he's not too bad either. I don't like that he doesn't throw a lot very hard, but I guess I could live with that. Yeah, I don't want Aubrey because those hits per 9 numbers are lower than I'd like. Splitter. Yo, I kind of like that. I kind of like his, I'm going to go with Keeneland. I kind of like his arsenal. Okay. So, Tim York just got, wait, I thought I scouted this guy. Why wasn't he? Oh, you know what? Because he was showing up as a 65 overall. I just wasn't even looking at him because he was so lowly rated. Okay, so, what type of hitters are left? I think we're running pretty much out of hitters here. Shortstop? Any shortstops I might be interested in? Yeah, I mean, if I scouted, I want to take a shot on them. Center field, 20 years old, 45 overall. Yeah, I mean, if the overalls were a little bit higher, I might be willing to take a blind shot. I already taken a couple outfielders right now, so I think it might be time to go for a relief pitcher. I'm not loving what's around right now. What type of pitchers are left? So I could take Vlasimil. Let's see. Guys I like that are rated pretty highly. Oh, this guy. Oh, he's 24 though, so I don't really want to take. I don't like taking guys that old. This guy doesn't have a changeup, which I don't like drafting guys who don't have changeups. Okay. I would like to find a lefty with some good stuff. Here's one that looks like he might be good. Castaneda. Okay. I'm looking mostly at velocities. Okay. And then what about the closers? Okay. I think that that guy or Castaneda. Takahashi. Or Castaneda. Let's take the shot on Takahashi. I know he doesn't throw that hard, but he's got the high potential and high overall blindly, so maybe he can be something. So I feel like I can't pass on Vlasimil another time. Is there any lefties? No, there's no lefties, so that stinks. Raymond Wong looks like he might be a diamond in the rough. Possibly. I like those per 9 numbers, which means he might be a little bit better than what he's being scouted at right now. You know what? I'm going to try Raymond Wong. Let's see what happens. And I got one more pick. Let's see if there's any fielders left maybe I want to take a shot on. I've been looking for a second baseman for a while. Yeah. I don't think there's much left here that would be willing to take. Yeah, okay, so we're going to have to stick with... okay, so Patrick Todd is another lefty. But maybe let's look at righties. Oh, Rich Lorenz? Huh. Interesting. So Justin Owen or Rich Miranda. Neither one of those guys does it for me. I think one of these first couple guys is intriguing to me. More strikeouts and limits the walks. That's interesting. All right, I'll take Oscar Bautista. So that's the most relief pitchers I think I've ever drafted. So let's go check out our draft pick. So 73 overall. So he's not going to be that high. What's his potential? 88 potential. There he is. All right. Looks like we got some good draft picks in this draft too. For being a lower draft pick, this looks pretty decent. So Arlo McAllister, I like that. So he's going to be a 65 overall with 85 potential. But, I mean, we drafted, I think it was like 27th or something like that. So drafting that low, I like it. Good defensive numbers. I think I might move him to the outfielder. Maybe I'll start him in the at third base. You know, he'll be a third baseman. But I'll give him secondary positions of the corner outfield positions because he definitely has enough defense and athleticism to play those spots. And, yeah, guy, great contact with the 74 vision. Yeah, this guy, love this pick. Love that pick. And then Carrillo, yeah, the 53 overall is a little bit concerning, but, you know, he's got 52 power both against right and lefties already. And he's going to have, it looks like 79 potential. So not bad. We swung a little bit at that one. Wouldn't say we connected too hard, but that's okay. We can use some outfield depth. Tim Green did not pay off. Not even going to bother signing him. Keeneland, okay. I mean, 77 potential gives us a guy that can break through into the majors and do some things for us, so I'm okay with that. Let's see. Takahashi, that was nice. He's not as advanced as I hoped he was, but he'll have 86 potential, so that'll be a nice lefty that we can try to develop out of our bullpen. We took a shot with Raymond Wong. That's okay. Man, won't bother signing him there. Actually, potential's lower than the overall, so I never like to see that. And then Oscar Bautista. Yeah, you know what? I'm always looking for depth bullpen arms, so might as well keep him around. So, all right, let's check out some of the other guys. See if there's any other guys that I was looking at drafting possibly. Okay, let's see. We'll try not to take too long going through this. So Aubrey, that was another guy we looked at, but he's 24, so we wouldn't have taken him anyways. Let's see, what's some of the other guys who I was looking at? Okay. Trying to see if I can just remember any of these names popping up as I go through. So I think, were we looking at Castaneda? I don't remember if we were looking at Castaneda, but whatever, not very good. All right, let's see. I'm curious how some of the outfielders that I could... The what? They only drafted one person? This game is weird, I tell you. Really weird. Why? Why would you only draft one player? Oh, we were looking at a Castaneda, and it was the... Oh, so... Actually, we got that one right, because Castaneda is lower potential than the guy we drafted, so we got that one right, so I'm happy about that. Okay. Try to speed this up a little bit, see if I see anybody. Not seeing anybody that's catching my eye right now. I wish I could remember what those shorts. Oh, Logan Pearson was a shortstop I really liked, but it looks like he was taken before we had our second pick. But yeah, this is a scouting him, a guy that did not fall to us, unfortunately, in the second round. But that's okay. I like what we ended up with. Okay, I think that is going to be about it. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with that draft class. So let's get to how some of the guys have been performing. Jonathan India, again, been rock solid. Power numbers have slipped a little bit in recent weeks, but he's still over that 200 ISO. His OBP's up near 400. This guy's been great. We're getting what we paid for. Brian Reynolds, average isn't quite what I'd hope, but everything else on point, so I'm not too upset with that. Pete Alonso got off to a really slow start, but he's obviously picked it up. You see the numbers there. As you can see, we got some massive power bats on our team. Ian Happ, he's looking good. Michael Bush is looking good, although power numbers have slipped a little bit. He's back down to that 170 ISO. Like a little bit more power out of my first baseman, but, that's still decent numbers. Willie Adames has been playing outstanding. You look at the numbers there. Gunnar Henderson, bona fide stud right here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't know why he's only grown 1 overall since the season started because he's been so hot, but this guy can play. Alejandro Kirk is currently hurt, but you see the numbers that he's been putting up this year. Carson Taylor's actually out for a couple months, so that's why Ali Sanchez is up right now. Not doing that much, not to speak of. Jared Duran's been very good in a platoon role. He's been killing it against righties. See, the lefty numbers haven't been great, but he hasn't been getting everyday at bats against lefties, but that's okay because Elliot Ramos has been taking care of business against the lefties, and I got to be honest, I'm okay with those numbers. He's getting some gross to those hitting numbers across the board, so that's nice to see. Nick Gordon, not too much to speak of. He's in for a decent amount of power, but only 44 at-bats. Santiago Espinal has really settled back in. He's still not hitting for a ton of power, but he's given us some good bench production. I don't love that he's losing all of this overall because we're paying him $5 million a year. It might be hard to move him in the offseason because, if he's losing all this overall, nobody's going to really want him, but... Anyways, he's given us some decent things. Down on the farm, Max Schrock's been pretty good. This guy we brought in for left-handed bat depth. Pretty happy with that. No space for him in the majors, but happy to see him doing well at AAA for us. Buford Grant, one of those shortstops we took in the first draft, he was playing well to start the season, but he has cooled off significantly. Taylor Jones was cooking really, really well in the first month or two, but he's cooled off. Miguel Bleis has just been outstanding. I don't understand why this guy won't grow overall. It's kind of frustrating me because he's been crazy good. And you'll see the numbers there. For him to be not that high of an overall, but he's killing the ball at AAA right now. Daryl Francisco, his power numbers are great, but everything else not so much. Davison De Los Santos, he's back to struggling in AAA. Kevin Mate, he can't hit for any power. That's rough. But David Arellano, really, really happy. I was a little bit worried pushing him into AAA because he doesn't really have the bat numbers to do things. But, man, he's doing well. And I wouldn't say he's in the range of getting called up this year, but he might force my hand to get some cup of coffee up there. Down here, Salazar's cold right now, but I've gotten 2 messages in back-to-back months that he's been hot. You see the numbers there, so that's pretty good. He's draft pick from last year. Leandro Rojas continues to struggle. Serious contact concerns. He's striking out, almost 30% of the time in AA, so that is not ideal. Dylan Medina's struggling. Francisco Batista's average, and everything else not really great. So those 3 international prospects right there not doing great, but Dian Jorge has picked it up. He's going to force a call up to AAA at some point. First round draft pick, Steve Palmer, he's not been good. Manuel Vasquez not been good. So you see, struggling in AA with a lot of our hitters. Victor Leon has picked it up in recent weeks, but the overall numbers of the season are not great. And then I do want to highlight Jose Ramiro because he is a guy that I'm interested in catcher, hitting for decent power considering he doesn't have great power numbers. Okay. Let's move over to pitching rotation, and this one's going to be fun. So my pitching struggled for the month of April and a little bit into May, but then everybody at once got hot. Everybody was on fire, and here are the end results. You see Grayson Rodriguez down that 3.12 ERA. What's the FIP? FIP's nasty, so he's looking good. Trevor Rogers, he has gotten himself under 4 ERA. FIP looking strong too. Asa Lacy doesn't look great, but he has settled in significantly of late. Still getting beat by the walk numbers and the home run ball, so we're going to need him to pick it up a little bit more as the season goes on. Bobby Miller has been a bona fide stud at the back end of our rotation. Like the component of the ERA, FIP, not bad either. And Brian Bellows been pretty good. That little stint in AAA he had last year really helped him a ton because he has settled in to be a great back end rotation starter. Our bullpen's been a little bit rough. In spots. Other spots have been good. Not a great season from Alexander Vizcaino. He's struggling with the base on balls. He's struggling with the home runs. You see that's hurting the FIP and the component ERA. Kyle Nicholas was struggling, but we moved him to that long relief role. He's really kind of settled down. We did have to send Bryce Bonnin down because he was just getting torched. But his FIP wasn't too bad, so I might get him back up at some point. You see he's done pretty well in AA, so maybe I'll send Vizcaino down because he's struggling, because Bonin is seemingly settling back in at AAA. Yohan Ramirez has been outstanding. He's only got 5 holds, but, I mean, he's been great in the middle relief role. Abner Uribe, those numbers, I wouldn't put too much stock into them. He must have just given up a couple runs, because I think he had a 0 ERA a couple games ago, so... FIP is good. Component ERA is not great, but he's keeping the walk numbers down. So honestly, I'm not disappointed right now because he's kept those walk numbers down. The home run numbers are fine. I think Abner Uribe is pitching well despite the ERA being elevated. Bryce Miller just called him up. Not too much to pitch so far. It seems like these two guys here are pitching a ton of innings, and these two guys here won't pitch any innings. I need to try to figure out how to alleviate that. Keegan Egan's been good. Aaron Bummer's been good. Reyes has an elevated ERA, but he must have just gotten hit hard in a couple of games. See, the FIP is pretty good. Capone's ERA is not great, but I don't see anything too concerning. What is his hits per 9? Yeah, he's always getting slapped around, which is not common for him. I think that'll settle back in and then normalize itself over the course of the season. Down on the farm, Maddox Bruns, he's been hot lately, although the season numbers don't look great. You see a couple of the other guys there. Derek Leonard, that's not bad. Exciting, interested things of him, but he's already 24 years old. We talked about Bryce Bonin. Ronnie Collado hasn't had a great season at AAA. CDRA is 4.5, but whip's not too bad, so there's promise there. Dylan Coleman might get a call-up if some of the guys in the bullpen struggle because he's had a pretty good season at AAA. Like that, I kept him around as a depth option. And Jordan Weems is a guy you brought in for some depth, and he has been pretty good too. Down at AA, Luis Aguayo was awful. His ERA was over an 8 at one point, but he's gotten hot lately, really started to settle in, so I like to see that. Fernando Arias was under a 4 ERA, but he's back over that 4. He's striking out a lot of guys. He's getting some slow growth right now. These guys are only 20 years old, so I'm not going to panic too much about them. I like the growth that the pitchers have had. The hitters have not had great growth from our international free agent class, but the pitchers seemingly have done some pretty good things. Leo Cedeno, our first-round draft pick from last year, looks like everything we could have hoped for. Hope he keeps this up on the season. Not much to speak of. Richie Gallegos is a guy to be interested in because he's such a spotless ERA there, but already 24 years old. Maybe I'll switch him into a long-term bullpen role to get him actual use because he's got B potential, but he's really, really far away from major still. And then David Ramirez, lefty we picked up. I can't remember who we got. I think we got him from the Nationals for somebody. I can't remember who it was, though. Only 19 years old, so not going to panic about any struggles for him. And that's going to be everything I have to show you guys. I got to be honest, pretty happy with how this draft went. I like what Arlo McAllister is going to bring us. I think he could do some big things for us. So, anyways, that's all I got for y'all. I'm going to go to bed because I got to be up super early tomorrow morning. But whenever y'all might see this, I hope you enjoyed. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'm gone. Deuces.